Yeah, myself, Mohammad Attar Nawabjani. So I am from DS department. So today the topic we are going to discuss regarding the based on cloud computing fundamentals. Okay. In this, before going to this topic, cloud fundamentals, here we will going to discuss regarding the introduction. So coming to introduction, actually, why? What is the reason that we are going for cloud computing? So in the earlier days, we are not having any cloud computing. So for suppose you think that any person is building a software company. So for that company, we have to invest a more amount of cost. It require more amount of cost. Why? Because we have to buy a lot of laptops and hard drives, servers, and we have to take care of regarding the maintenance, and we have to take care regarding the updates. So for that purpose, what we are doing is just we are going for the cloud computing. In this cloud computing, we are having the few advantages. So before going to the cloud computing, we are going to discuss the definition of cloud computing. So here the basic definition of cloud computing is nothing but just it is going to manage the data, store the data, and it is going to access the data. So whatever the data we are storing, managing and accessing, that is possible via internet or through the internet. That's what we are calling as cloud computing. So coming to here, cloud computing, here we are having some topic that cloud computing fundamentals. In the cloud computing fundamentals, here we are having some few topics. In that first one is motivation for cloud computing. The second one is the need for cloud computing. And here we are having defining the cloud computing and definition of cloud computing. And the topic we are having here, cloud computing is a service. And next one we are having cloud computing is a platform. Next one we are having principles of cloud computing, 5 essential characteristics. Next one we are having here 4 cloud deployment models. So what we are doing is just we are going to one by one. Okay. So first we are going to discuss who invented cloud computing. So here we are having one scientist. That name is Joseph Paul Corbett. He is the invented the cloud computing in 1916. Just to connect the data along with the people. Okay. So he is the scientist that is going to invent it. Next we are going for the motivation for cloud computing. The motivation for cloud computing in the sense actually why we are using the cloud computing. Okay, instead of we are having a hard disk drives, servers, computers, everything, even though we are going for the cloud computing. Why? Because in the cloud computing we are having some advantages. In the earlier days, we are not having any cloud computing. There we are having lot of disadvantages. Why? Because in hard disk drive, we cannot store the data more. There we are having only limited space. So that's the reason we are going for the cloud computing. So before going to the motivation for cloud computing in depth, so here we are having the saving the money. The first option is that we are going to here first the motivation for cloud computing. Here we are going to save the money. The money. So how we are saving the money means in this year we are no need to buy any hardware or servers. Okay, just the cloud is going to provide the everything, hardware, server, everything. So just like that we are saving the money. Next one, it is easy to use. The cloud computing is very easy to use. How it is easy means everything is running in the online. Okay, so no need to buy any hardware or software. That's the reason it's very easy to use. And coming to the maintenance is very simple. And why? Because we no need to look after any updating the software, or else we are going for the security, or else we are going for the data backup. For suppose our data is lost by mistake, so we can recover our data from the server. So that's the reason no need of the maintenance. So the maintenance is very easy. And one more point we are having motivation for cloud computing, that is we are can access from anywhere. Cloud computing is going to be accessed from anywhere, from any location. Okay, just the point we require is the internet. With the internet, we can access, or we can store the data, or we can manage the data, or we can access the data. So this is the motivation for cloud computing. Topics we discuss the motivation for cloud computing. The first point is saving the money. Second point is just we are accessing from anywhere. Third point is easy to use. Fourth point is easily we can maintain. So that is the reason this is the motivation for cloud computing. Next one, we are going for this already completed. So here you can see the picture. Actually, why we are going for the cloud? Here there is a person that he is thinking he is having a lot of data. He is having a system, his system is having. So where do I store it? Okay, if the empty space is completed in hard disk drive, again we have to buy many hard disk drives to store the data. So that's the reason just we are going for the cloud. In cloud we are having more space, okay, as much as amount of data we can store in the cloud. Why? Because they are consisting of huge amount of storage space. So here we are having files, music, ebooks, videos, applications and broadcast. All this we can store in the cloud. So next we are going for the need for cloud computing. What is the need for cloud computing? So before going to the cloud computing, here before existing the cloud computing we are having some problems. Why? Because as earlier said that if you are placing any software company, just we have to buy the laptops, we have to buy the hardwares, and if you are buying the hardwares, we have to look after regarding the maintenance. Okay, so that's the reason the cost is very high. And coming to the second point, coming to it requires less storage. If you are buying the hard disk drive also, it consisting of only less storage. If the storage is done, again we have to buy the multiple hard disk drives. So that is also the disadvantage. Okay, and we cannot the maintenance is very difficult. Why? Because we cannot maintain, we cannot update the software continuously, we cannot look after the securities, so and we cannot get the data backup. So these problems we are having. That's the reason we are going for the cloud computing. The need of cloud computing is very important. Okay, coming to the cloud computing, the cost is very simple. The cost is very less. Why it is less? Why? Because no need of buying any hardware computers, okay, and no need of buying any servers. That's the reason the cost is very less and easy to maintain. Whatever the security updates and data backups are there, we can maintain very properly. And one more advantage we are having that this cloud can be accessible from anywhere. Either you can access from your home, either you can access from your office, either you can access from your company. The thing is just you require the internet. Via internet only the cloud is going to be accessible. Okay, so this is regarding the need for cloud computing. And next one topic, here we are going to defining the cloud computing. Defining the cloud computing in the sense the basic definition I have said you. Cloud computing is nothing but just we can store the data, we can manage the data, we can access the data through the internet or via internet. So that is the simple definition of cloud computing. So next we are going for the one more topic. So here we are having some advantages. So we will see the advantages of cloud computing. The first advantage he has given that scalability. So scalability is nothing but just we can improve the resources and we can decrease the resources based on the demand. Okay. For suppose if you take the festival season, the many customers are trying to buy the products. They are trying to buy the more products. So that at that time the resources are increases. At the half festival season, the customers are buying very less products. At that time what happens here, the resources are decreasing. Scalability in the sense the resources we can increase or decrease based on the demand. And coming to here we are having the elasticity. Elasticity also the same thing. Just we can increase the resource and we can decrease the resource. I will give the best example. The many students they are using the mobile phones. Okay, in that we are having the mobile data. Just what we are doing, if your mobile data is done, okay, if your data is pack is completed, at the time what we are doing, just we are buying the extra data, just we have to pay. We are having the one term that is pay as you use. How much amount of services you are using, that much amount you have to pay. So the term we are having pay as use. One more advantage, that is access from anywhere. Okay, whatever your cloud is there, that can be accessible from anywhere. Just you require the internet. And one more thing we are having here, increase or decrease the storage. Based on the demand, you can increase your storage. Based on demand, you can decrease your storage. So these are the few advantages. Next one we are having some disadvantages. Disadvantage in the first point is internet dependency. Okay, so without internet you cannot access the cloud. Definitely you require a internet. Then only your stable connectivity will be there. That is the first disadvantage. Coming to second disadvantage, we have to maintain the security. Why? Because whenever you are uploading the data in cloud, Okay, the hackers are going to hack the data. The hackers are going to hack the data.